beaming at you live through your TVs, to your laptops, to your desktops, to your monitors, to your phones, to your smartwatches from North House Studios. It's the Retry Hard podcast, but we're a bit different this time because Jay isn't feeling too well. So before we kick off like we normally do and, go through all the rigmarole, I'm playing this, I'm playing that, let's just give a quick little 5 minutes to send all our love to Jay. So I want everybody, and I mean everyone, to go over to his Twitch channel, New J Plus. Follow him because we still need to get him to 50 followers. Otherwise, he can't make money and he'll just whinge all the time. So let's get him to 50 followers and send him a bunch of nice messages right now and tell him that you miss him and the show is nothing without him. Because the scary thing is, right, is I'm a rambler. I'm a big yapper. I'm a big fan of it. I always have been. And now I have nobody here to tell me to stop. I have nobody here to tell me to calm down. Normally these podcasts, these episodes, they go for 2 hours. There's a chance I could go over. There's a chance I might not. It could be shorter. We have no idea. There's going to be a lot of awkward pauses. Because there'll be no one else here to really discuss stuff. It's just me. Matt Keano, me, just me, no one else. So everyone go wish Jay, wish him, just wish for him back here. I might do something to the background, might do something like a nice homage to New J Plus, but let's hope he's better for the next time because we're actually doing this one a bit closer to the last episode, which isn't like us. We normally do, I still like one a month, but I want to say it was about 2 weeks since the last one, which for us, it's pretty good. I'm already rambling and I can tell that. So I'm just going to go straight into what I've been playing. Now, last week, I talked about how I was playing Crisis Core. Or not last week, on the last episode. And I was talking about how I was playing Crisis Core and I was coming to the end. I thought I was 12, 11 hours in or something at that point. I was on chapter 8. And I was like, I'm about to get done. I can feel the end come in. And boy, was I wrong. I have never been more wrong in my life. That might not be true, but I was still pretty wrong. I ended up finishing the game at the 16-hour mark, which is still shorter than what other people completed it as. But so I got to chapter 10. And for people who play Crisis Core, you'll know exactly what I mean. I got to chapter 10 and I got to like the door where you have to put the different like materia and stuff in. And I was getting slaughtered. It was a bloodbath out there and I felt really bad for Zach. So what I ended up doing was I leveled up a few times doing like the missions you could do in like the save points. And I thought I leveled up enough. I got to like level 35, I think. And I'm like, right, that's bound to be enough to do it. So I found all the materia, which I had to Google because I couldn't find the last one for whatever reason, and opened the door, opened up the floodgates. Someone's like, let's go. Let's fight the last boss. Oh, I didn't know who it was going to be because the game kind of like leaves it up in the air. It could have been Sephiroth. It could have been Angeal. Could have been Angeal, even though he's kind of outside, kind of. Or it could have been Genesis, who we haven't seen in ages. So the door's open and a mini boss comes out that I wasn't expecting. And the mini boss like one hit me straight away. Like it wasn't even difficult for him. That's the embarrassing part, was that he absolutely just demolished me without trying. It wasn't even it wasn't a battle for him. He just kind of looked at me funny, and that was enough for him to just wipe the floor with me. He did this one move and I was gone. I was dead. So then I spent a good amount of time on those missions, which my dumbass didn't even realize how important those were, because there's really good equipment you can get in those missions to be, you get like more equipment slots. You get like really cool material. Like I got a bunch of like the I don't know if it's like the dark ice or death ice, whatever it's called, but it's like the powerful version of like the fire stuff and the ice stuff or whatever. I had no idea that you could get this stuff from doing the missions. So I did a load of them. I didn't do all of them because admittedly they are a bit repetitive. And I just didn't fancy it. So I did a couple of them. And I got to about level 39, I think. I got to level 39 or I got to level 40 and decided that would be enough. Like, surely that would be enough to finally beat this mini-boss. And it was. But it was still fucking difficult. Like, it was still tricky to get it done. I ended up just using a bunch of, like, the magic powers you get and keeping my distance, and that was enough to get rid of him. Soon as he was done, and I got to the Genesis boss, Genesis was a walk in the park compared to that mini-boss. Like, I have no idea why or how this happened, but honestly, when you fight Genesis for that last time, I destroyed him. It was like I had become the mini-boss at that point. I felt bad for him. I felt sorry for the guy. But I beat it. And I'm really glad I did because, as I mentioned before, I'm kind of new to the Final Fantasy world. I didn't like any of the ones I had played before 16. I tried Final Fantasy 4 on PSP and I didn't like it. I tried Final Fantasy 7 on PS1 and I didn't like it. I didn't even get that far. I did like the first plant or whatever. And that was it. And then I played 13 and I didn't like 13. I still don't like 13. But then I played 16, loved it. And I went back to play 7 Remake and loved it. And I'm really, really glad that I played Crisis Core. Would I recommend everybody to go back and play Crisis Core? Probably not. It's a bit rough around the edges because it is a PSP game. You still have those limitations in there. But it's a really enjoyable game. I had a really good time with it. It's a lot more linear than 7 Remake. And it feels like more of a remaster than it does a remake. It's a nicer looking version of the PSP game, which is fine. Love PSP games. It's my favorite handheld. But it's a good time. It's a real good time. And the story was fucking insane. If you were to ask me right now, hey, what's the story for Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core? I have no idea. Something about cloning, something about turning into animals, I think. Something about the ancients and using their powers. Sephiroth goes mental because he finds his mother was one of them or some shit like that. Cloud is powerful in 7 because he was never a soldier, which I thought was crazy. Which was really cool when you go and play 7 Remake then because Cloud just tells everyone he was a soldier, and then like you go and play 7 Remake, and like you see like a few characters and scientists, and we're like, wait, you were never a soldier. So like you're like, well, that doesn't make sense to me from someone who hasn't played Crisis Core. What do you mean? But you play Crisis Core, and you're like, oh, he was never a soldier. It was all a lie. He was just tested on, and he has the powers then of the weird god people. And it turns out they were there for years as well, getting tested on. Like, Zach talks about it. And I love Zach. I want to give my flowers to Zach just for this a minute. Zach is one of my favorite Final Fantasy characters now. He's still not my favorite. I love Clive. Clive is my favorite. He'll always be my favorite. But I really loved Zach. I love Zach more than I love Cloud. That could change. I haven't played Rebirth yet. So maybe Cloud loosens up a little bit on that one. But I love Zach. I know he's still alive right now in this remake universe. I don't know how much of a part he plays in the remake universe. But I hope... I love a happy ending. So I would love it if Zach and Aerith could live happily ever after selling flowers together. That's the dream. Now, I was reading some reviews and watching some stuff to say that, oh, there's like a dating thing in 7 Remake and Cloud can go on a date with Aerith. That is disgusting. That is scummy behavior. Cloud would never do that because Cloud is loyal to Zack. And he knows how much Aerith means to Zack. So if you played Rebirth and you were one of those sick fucks who chose to try and date Aerith as Cloud, shame on you. Shame on you. You should be disgusted with yourself. Tifa is obviously the right answer. Tifa makes sense. There's history there. You know what I mean? I understand choosing Tifa. I get it. They line up. They're perfect for each other. Aerith is Zax. And the fact that you can choose it is horrible. Scummy behavior. And I'll judge you personally if you did that. But that was Crisis Core. Outside of that, I'm still playing Dragon Age. So the last time I spoke, Dragon Age Veilguard, I was 27 hours in. And I use the website how long to beat before I play something, because I just like knowing how long I'm going to be playing something for, right? So I checked that site, and it was about, average 20 to 30 hours for the story. Some of the side stuff, you maybe go to like 40, 50. I am 62 hours into this game, and I am not at the end. Although that is a lie, because apparently the next quest that I have says this will start the quest for the end of the game. Like I know where Algernon and Gillenane are doing their rituals and stuff. So that's cool. So before I get into Dragon Age, I've also played Avowed. Not much. I played an hour. I did the opening tutorial island place, and I got off, and now I'm in the main island. I met Garrus, but not Garrus. And here's what I want to say. You people were too hard on Dragon Age The Veilguard. I don't want to fucking hear it if you're going, oh, Avowed is this great game. It's a fucking 9 out of 10. It's a 9.5 out of 10. It's an 8 out of 10. And then turn around and go, oh, but Dragon Age The Veilguard, that's a 3 out of 10. Why is it a 3 out of 10? Oh, I don't like the dialogue. Grow up. You cannot judge a game purely because of the dialogue. Are you fucking insane? Like, the amount of times I saw The Veilguard appear on, like, worst games of the year list and, like, disappointing I kind of get if you're a big Dragon Age fan. But, like, to turn around and be like, oh, but Avowed's great. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, Avowed is a very, very good game so far, and I know I'm gonna love it. I love Obsidian. I loved the world. I love the gameplay. Everything is... if I had a checklist, it's ticking all the boxes right now. But for me to turn around then and be like, oh, but Veilguard sucked, would make absolutely no fucking sense to me whatsoever. Because Veilguard does a lot of the things that Avowed does, but guess what? Does it a little bit better. Graphic-wise, which game looks better? Veilguard looks better. Gameplay-wise, which one's more fun to play? It might open up as I level up in Avowed right now, which I'll accept that if it comes to it. Right now, Veilguard's much smoother to play. It's faster paced. The action feels a bit tighter. Gameplay-wise for me right now, Veilguard's winning. And Avowed, I don't know what it is. It might just be on like a controller thing. It just feels a bit weird to move around. It's almost like, I don't know, there's something with the camera movement. I don't know what it is. It almost feels like, what I hate in games is like camera acceleration. So like when you start turning and you're slow, why developers think this is a good idea to put in games, I'll never understand, because it's not. It's disgusting. It is the worst thing in the world apart from the circle curses, which I also hate. It almost feels like that's in there, but it's not. I don't know if it's a sensitivity issue. I'll figure it out in time. Like I said, I only played an hour, and I'm really, really digging it. I really want to play more, but I cannot play it whilst I'm still playing Dragon Age, because it's kind of fucking with my head a little bit, and it's confusing me, and the controls are confusing me. So I want to get done with Veilguard, and then I'll get to Avowed, and I'll take Avowed very seriously. I really like Dragon Age The Veilguard. I'm sorry if you didn't. I'm sorry if you're like butthurt about this game. It is absolutely disgusting, the reception that this game has had, and also the fact that like it has seemingly brought BioWare to its fucking knees, and they have like less than 100 employees now because it didn't sell as much as Scrublord EA's wants. It's a good game. Like, it is not a bad game by any means whatsoever. Yes, the dialogue's bad in Veilguard. I accept that. The dialogue is not good in Veilguard. The script writing is pretty poor. Ignore that, and you look at everything else in the game. It's class. Like, what do you mean? It's a 3 out of 10. makes it is genuinely upsetting, because I feel like there's effort in I have played so many worse games than Veilguard. So to turn around and be like, Veilguard's bad and Avowed's great, will never make sense to me. And if you're one of those people, please tell me why Avowed is amazing and why Dragon Age The Veilguard was bad without mentioning the dialogue. Obsidian are going to crush it with the dialogue. They always have. Obsidian writing is like top tier for me. It's why the New Vegas is the best Fallout game. It's why I love the Outer Worlds. Their writing is on a different level. So like, I know that the writing in Avowed is going to blow me away. Outside of that, why is it better than Dragon Age The Veilguard? Why is well, not better, but why is Avowed good and Veilguard isn't? I feel like people didn't... You know what I think? You want to know the truth to it all? The truth to all of it is people saw that fucking cutscene for Dragon Age The Veilguard. They saw that fucking cutscene where Tash comes out as non-binary and Isabella accidentally calls them a she. So Isabella then goes and does push-ups and is like, it's a mistake we made, blah, blah, blah. And a bunch of fucking people saw that and was like, what's going on with my beloved Dragon Age? What is this writing? It's clunky writing for sure. But like, that is a side thing that if that really upsets you that fucking much that is included in the game, it is side content. Don't even do it. Don't worry about it. Focus on the main mission, because it doesn't matter. It does not matter. You would get so I saw so many people butthurt about that cutscene in the fucking game, and it doesn't. It plays no factor in the main story. It is purely a companion mission. So if you don't want to see it, if you're really going to get that upset over seeing that fucking cutscene, guess what? Well, even if you want to do it, fucking skip it. And I think a lot of people judged Veilguard off of that, and then they didn't buy it, and they're like, well, that game sucks because it includes the mere mention of other people. And I don't like that. It's the fucking guy screaming pronouns again on Starfield. You know, that scumlord fucking pronouns, that guy. You know, it's that argument again. It makes no fucking sense. And that's how I feel about Dragon Age The Veilguard. I really like it. I dig it. I'm 63 hours in. I've done all the companion stuff. And I'm just about to start the main mission. That ends seemingly all the other missions. And I dig it. I'm sorry if you didn't. There's probably a legitimate argument to have that you don't like Veilguard, and I accept that. If your argument is literally just like, oh, the dialogue sucks, then I don't know what to tell you, man. I really don't. It's a shame. I feel sorry for you. I really do. If you can't play Veilguard just because of that, I feel sorry for you. I love it. I think it's a real good time. I'm enjoying it. Is it the best Dragon Age game? No. It's fine, though. It's good. It's a good time. It's a good time. And I'm sure I'm going to love Avowed. Outside of that, I've also been playing Assassin's Creed Mirage. I haven't played much. I've played maybe an hour. It was kind of one of those games I wanted to replace Crisis Core with. I'll play it more once I'm finished with Veilguard, I think. And then once Veilguard's out the way, I'll just have Avowed and Assassin's Creed Mirage. I really like Assassin's Creed Mirage so far. It is that classic sort of Assassin's Creed gameplay that I've missed. A lot of free running, parkour. I love Baghdad. I think it's a really lovely location. I really like the characters. My relationship with Assassin's Creed is a little bit weird. So out of all of like the new games and stuff, I loved Origins. I thought Origins was amazing. Platinumed it, 80 hours, job done. Odyssey, I didn't like as much. I played longer. I played like 140 hours in, and I wanted to platinum it, but there was just way too much to do. So I didn't like that one as much as I liked Origins. Like, I loved the story in Origins. I loved Bayek as a character. I loved his story in Origins. I loved seeing the assassins become the assassins. You know, I thought that was all great. And Odyssey, I liked a little bit less. It took me a while to understand we were seeing the birth of, seeing the birth of the Templars rather than the Assassins, because obviously it takes place before Origins, which fucking tell me how that makes sense. You want to name a game Assassin's Creed Origins, and then the next game after Origins is set before Origins, pre-Origins. Fuck. Anyway, that's a different topic. And I hated Valhalla. I really disliked Valhalla a lot. That was not for me. Mirage, I really dig so far. The only thing that's throwing me off a little bit is because the game is. It's a classic Assassin's Creed. It's the Assassin's Creed games that I grew up playing. Very reminiscent of the first game, definitely. A lot of 2, Brotherhood, all that kind of stuff. But like it still controls like the new ones. So like if you played the old Assassin's Creed games, you're gonna know what I mean. Like you when start running, you're holding like R2 to start the jog, and then you hold A as well, or X or whatever, to start sprinting. So I went into it trying to do that, and it doesn't work. You have to like hold A down or X or whatever. So it's a control issue right now that I'm trying to wrap my head around and get used to. But I think I'm going to really, really dig Origins. I bought it on sale. It was the cheapest I had seen it on sale on the Xbox store. It was like £9 for the deluxe edition. Can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong. Now, usually I'd ask what Jay's playing. But I don't know what he's playing. I don't know what Jay's playing right now. But you could find out what Jay's playing right now by heading over to his heading over to his Twitch channel, New J Plus, link in the description, and you can watch him live stream whatever he's playing. I think he's still doing the no-hit run on Sekiro. Go watch that. It's a good time. You're going to enjoy yourself. And again, wish him all the fucking love in the world. Give him everything. Give him all the attention because he deserves it. And I miss him. And that's, yeah, go follow him on Twitch, please. Otherwise, I'll have to start Twitch, and I will just have a Twitch channel just streaming his stuff, and I'll redirect everyone there if you can do that. I don't know if you can. I'm, again, rambling. We're going to go into the news. The first news item, I'll be honest, is some of the dumbest shit I have ever heard in my life. And it's a shame Jay is in here to talk about it. Again, go stream his stuff on Twitch, New J Plus. Because Jay is a big fan of Marvel Rivals. He loves it. We said it before on one of the episodes. He's been playing so much Marvel Rivals. He bought the Battle Pass. He was excited for the new characters. All really good stuff. Now the game is a massive, massive success. Huge success. So much so that, like, what was it? Like, I think I got it here somewhere that 20 million, it was reported that 20 million players were on it or something. Yeah. So, IGN article here written by Wesleyan Pool, because the video game development community, blah, 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 we'll get to that news. The free-to-play shooter has seen over 20 million downloads since launch in December, and huge peak concurrent player numbers on Steam. All around, massive, massive success. So how do you feel? This development team, massive, they just brought out this massively successful game. Congratulations. It's not a dud. So what's next? Well, you fucking lose your job. Like, Like, I know the game industry, if you were wanting to work in the game industry nowadays, fucking run for the hills, because, like, this is, the games industry is horrible. All you see are reports of people losing their fucking jobs all the time. And it's not even like, but I just mentioned it before, BioWare lost so many people because Dragon Age The Veilguard didn't meet sales expectations, so they had to downsize. Now, that's the argument you see all the time. It didn't meet expectations, bad reviews, same Alone in the Dark, the development closed down, game didn't sell enough, bad reviews, bye-bye, no second chance. That isn't the case with Marvel Rivals. Huge success. Everybody fucking loves the game. 20 million downloads. Positive reviews everywhere. I have never seen anyone apart from myself have something bad to say about the game. And how do those developers get rewarded? They lose their jobs. It was reported by IGN. Again, by Wesley and Poole. Marvel Rivals director, an entire Seattle design team laid off. NetEase, which I think is like either the parent company or whatever, the actual development, tells fans not to worry about the game. Oh yeah, don't worry. We've just sacked the entire design team. But it's fine. Don't stress about it. The article goes on to say, overnight, Marvel Rivals game director Thaddeus Sasser, sorry if I'm pronouncing the surname wrong, took to LinkedIn to announce that he and his team were laid off. This is such a weird industry, Sasser began. My stellar, talented team just helped deliver an incredibly successful new franchise in Marvel Rivals for NetEase Games. And we were just laid off. Oh well, times are tough all over. Let's find these incredible people new jobs because we all need to eat, right? That is fucking insane. So the fact that like you can't even release a good game anymore and still have a job is disgusting. And something needs to change. NetEase, filth. Absolute filth. I think you're disgusting. I think you are like... There's no way you were doing it because the game was losing money. Let's be honest. You were not losing money on Marvel Rivals. You just wanted to make more. You wanted to line your pockets of the higher-ups just a little bit more. How do we do that? Let's sack the design team. The game's designed now. Fucking who needs more maps? Who needs new characters? You know what I mean? We outsource it. It's disgusting. The video game development community reacted with a mix of shock and anger to the cuts given Marvel Rivals' explosive success. The free-to-play, again, 20 million. According to Sasser's LinkedIn profile, his team focused on game and level design work for Marvel Rivals, offering guidance, strategy, and design direction over the last couple of years. NetEase issued IGN a statement confirming the layoffs, but failed to specify how many people were cut. We recently made the difficult decision to adjust Marvel Rivals' development team structure for organizational reasons. That's this. Organizational reasons is this. And to optimize development efficiency for the game. Absolute bollocks. That was NetEase. They said this resulted in a reduction of a design team based in Seattle that is part of a larger global design function in support of Marvel Rivals. We appreciate the hard work and dedication of those affected, and we'll be treating them confidentially and respectfully with recognition for their individual contributions. We want to reassure our fan base that the core development team for Marvel Rivals, which continues to be led by lead producer, I'm going to say that wrong, Wei Kong Wu, if I'm saying that right, and game creative director, this is Guangyang Chen in Guangzhou, China. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Remains fully committed to delivering an exceptional experience. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourselves. And I just cannot believe we are living in a day and age now where delivering a highly successful game that is so fucking popular and everybody loves it isn't enough to save you. What is enough at this point to keep your jobs in the games industry? Honestly, if you were an aspiring video game developer where you want to get into the industry, my advice, do your own thing. Do what Remedy did. Make your own development team and find publishing deals for each game you make. Because I think the moment you work for like a big company, whether it's an EA, whether it's a fucking NetEase by the looks of it, an Activision, a Microsoft, you don't have final say on anything, and people are gonna lose their jobs. And what is such a volatile, disgusting industry, and there's a lot of issues, and a lot of it needs fixing. And I know I shout and I try to make a show of it, but I'm being deadly serious when I say this. Like, this is disgusting, and it's just I just can't get over that. Like, it's not enough to make a good game, to make a successful game. It's not enough anymore. What is enough? I have no idea, but I think it's gross. And who knows what Marvel Rivals is going to look like in the future, but I think it's disgusting. The next article is one that I kind of wish, again, Jay was here to talk about, because it's a game he plays. Again, go watch New J Plus on Twitch, follow him, subscribe, do all that good stuff. It's getting cold because I've taken too long. But Elden Ring Night Rain. Now, I'm not big into Elden Ring. I've never played it. I don't like Darks. I don't like Souls. I don't like those games. They're not for me. I'm bad, right? So when I saw Elden Ring Night Rain, I didn't know what it was. I saw the trailer like everyone else saw the trailer, had no fucking idea what the game was, what you were doing. I just thought it was another Elden Ring thing, but maybe a bit multiplayer. It's way more multiplayer than I thought. Preview came out. Again, IGN, Mark Medina, fan of GameScoop, starts by saying in his preview, Elden Ring Night Ring is not a battle royale, not that you ever thought it was, but as a former battle royale enjoyer, I can't help but compare the white knuckle moments I get from the storm closing in on me in those last gripping moments of a half-hour-long session of a Fortnite match to the nail-biting bits where I'm desperately trying to outrun the encroaching circle and make it to a life-saving sight of grace in Night Rain. PvP elements are completely absent in Night Rain, though not missed one bit. Still, you'll drop onto a map with a squad, start from nothing, and spend your time ransacking the map to hopefully power yourself up for a final battle. From the risk-reward moments of looting the church for one more flask charges as the circle closes in, to the wave of sadness you feel when experiencing a devastating loss after taking so much time building yourself up. It's hard not to see the Battle Royale influences, but after 4 hours of playing the upcoming stress test build, I'm ecstatic to report that Night Rain will probably not tarnish the Elden Ring name. This game is not what I fucking thought it was gonna be. Like, I was not expecting Battle Royale influences in the game. But this goes on to a larger topic, right? And it might annoy people. But guess what? I don't have Jay here to tell me to calm down or anything. It's just me. And it's just my opinion. So you know what that means? I think that this game is proof that fucking Elden Ring fans will eat up anything From Software puts out. The game could be fantastic. It probably will be. If it's following from Elden Ring's gameplay stuff, I'm sure it's going to be great. But you tell me another developer who tries to do this, a multiplayer-focused fucking game that's normally single-player focused, you telling me those people wouldn't freak out? Because they would. They absolutely would. Look at the run-up to Suicide Squad, Rocksteady's Suicide Squad. Now, a different game, yes. Not a good game. But before we saw anything of that game, all we heard were Rocksteady were making a multiplayer-focused, always online game set in the Arkham universe, and people lost their shit. People went mad. We don't want this. We only want single-player games. But this is okay. This is fine. So this is fine. The other thing isn't. That's what I don't understand. This game could be fantastic. Don't get me wrong. It could play amazingly. But like, for the people who haven't played it, and you would just hear the news that, they're making a multiplayer. It's a multiplayer Elden Ring game. And you're like, incredible. I don't fucking get it. I don't get it. You had it with Suicide Squad. People kicked off Gotham Knights, which wasn't even multiplayer. It was not PvP. It was... I don't know what Gotham Knights was. I don't even know how to compare it. I really liked Gotham Knights, but it was people just kick off. But for some reason, when it comes to Elden Ring or anything From Software, the fans fucking eat it up, and I don't get it. The preview goes on to say a full run of Night Ring lasts around... I think I said Night Ring. Night Rain lasts around 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how fast you take down the ending bosses. While it's presented as a 3-day cycle, it really boils down to 5 separate phases. Day 1, Night 1, Day 2, Night 2, and the final boss. When Day 1 begins, the map is fully open, and that's when you'll begin exploring and leveling up. Every round begins with players at level 1 with basic starting gear, and then you get it from there. You level up. What an insane thing. And look, I'm not going to play it. I never was. I don't like Elden Ring. I don't like From Software games. It's the idea that people are okay with this, but not with other games. You know? It just fucking makes no sense to me. But there's a Night Rain preview out, and it's good. So we're empty. In other news, there was a state of play last week, I think it was. At the time of recording this, it was last week. I watched it. It was at 10 p.m. on a Wednesday, last Wednesday. It's difficult to really find something exciting to talk about with this state of play because they didn't really show much. Not that I was expecting a lot anyway, because I'm expecting the cool stuff to be at the summer showcases. Kind of like around the E3 time, June, July, maybe even May. That's when like you're going to get the good stuff, the stuff that's going to be out in November. And they're like, fuck yeah, let see that stuff. So I wasn't expecting much from this one. However, after watching this one, I struggled to figure out why this one existed in the first place. Because what did you show that is out before the summer that was exciting? I'll answer you. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. This is at 0. They didn't show anything that comes out before the summer that I would be like, oh, that's cool. We got a little list breaking down, thanks to Games Radar, of everything announced because I was too lazy to make notes at the time. Monster Hunter stuff they showed off. Oh, brilliant. As if we didn't know that game was already coming out. New game called Shinobi that didn't really do it for me. Oh, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza, which is like out now or out soon. I'll never understand this about these showcases when they're like, here's a brand new trailer for a game that's out fucking tomorrow. Oh, thanks. Because I couldn't fucking wait to play it myself. Like, what are you talking about? What are you doing? The one announcement that I thought was really weird. So Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake got a release date. August. Did I save it? I didn't. August something. That's really cool. But I'd say the biggest talking point for that was they changed the name from Delta to Snake Eater. Why was it called Delta in the first place? The game is Snake Eater. Why did they call this one Delta? We'll never know. Like, there were so many, you know what's really funny? There were so many theories going out at the time being like, it's Delta because it's the fucking first one and it's going to lead into like all these other ones. And there was theories on why it was called Delta. And then Konami are like, it's fucking Snake Eater. Like, why did you call it Delta in the first place if you're just going to call it Snake Eater? It makes way more sense. Just call it Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater. And people who look at it go, oh shit, I know that game. I played that game when I was younger. I'll pick up Snake Eater. I remember really liking it. That makes sense to me. Calling it Delta never made sense. It felt like some artsy-fartsy. It was like Konami were trying to be Kojima for a bit, but not as successful. Like they tried their best. Made no sense. But now it's just Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater. The 3 is gone, which I think is a good move considering it's the first of, let's be honest, probably we're going to be many remakes to come out. They showed off some Sonic Racing Crossworlds trailer. I don't care for car racing stuff, so that didn't really do anything for me. Lies of P DLC. I already had it kicked off about From Software games. It's not From Software, but it's that kind of game, so you already know my opinion on that one. Oh my god, a Days Gone 1, remaster. Who asked for a Days Gone remaster? I'm sorry, right? My partner, Sean, really liked Days Gone. She was a big fan. She probably would have played a Days Gone 2. Did Sony want a Days Gone 2? No, they didn't, because there was that report last year or something where Bend Studios, sorry, they might not be Sony Bend, but Bend Studios, who developed Days Gone, went to Sony, went to PlayStation, and were like, hey, you know what, guys? I think we'd really love to make a Days Gone 2. We have a story planned out. Here's what we want to do with the characters. You know, the first game kind of ended on a bit of a cliffhanger. And Sony looked at them and went, absolutely not. That isn't happening. What are you talking about? Get the fuck out of here. Become a support development team on other stuff. And they were like, wow, okay, well, that sucks. Really wanted to do that second one. And now Sony are like, ooh, actually, remaster it. Put out a remaster on the PS5. Because the first one, it didn't sell enough to make a sequel. But the remaster might. It won't. Let's be real. It's not going to. Because the people who didn't buy Days Gone the first time are probably not going to buy it the second time. And the people who've already played it won't get it a second time. Because guess what? The game is fucking ridiculously long. Who's got the time to play through that game again? You know what I mean? It seems like such a waste. I feel so bad for Bend Studios because they're a really fucking good development team. You know what? They made an Uncharted game that was better than Uncharted 1 Drake's Fortune on the fucking PS Vita. Uncharted Drake's Deception, was it? No, Golden Abyss. Uncharted Golden Abyss is better than Uncharted 1, and I will take that to my grave. I played it through twice. It's a fantastic Uncharted game. Bend Studios are underutilized, and you're going to make them make a fucking remaster of Days Gone. Shut up. Former GTA 5 lead properly shows off his new city-size action game. Oh, I saw this. Yeah, Cyberpunk meets GTA. I don't remember the name of this game, but when it played, it flat out just looked like GTA. Like, you watch that trailer, and because I was watching with my friend Josh, and we're like, oh, this looks like GTA. Like the animations, the way the character was moving, the gunplay, like this looks like GTA. So it might be good. Who knows? It probably come out before GTA 6. Borderlands 4 got a release date, September. Not for me, sorry. Not really like Borderlands since 2. My favorite Borderlands games, Borderlands 2, and the best one out of all of them is Tales from the Borderlands. So it wasn't even Gearbox. And Randy Pitchford is not a good person. And then the last one was the big reveal. Saros, which is a new single-player IP that builds on Returnal's award-winning third-person action from Housemarque. And best part of all of this is our boy Raul Coley is in the game. I love Raul Coley. I'm a big fan of Raul Coley. So anytime that man gets work, I'm here for it. I've been a fan ever since his, what's that advert? Wonga. You know, that advert? He was in that one. It's like a Music Magpie type thing. Been a fan of him since then. I love him in all of Mike Flanagan's stuff. Big fan of Raul Coley. So the fact that he's in the game, I didn't play Returnal because I didn't think it would be for me, but I did really like Resogun. That was a lot of fun. And I played a lot of it, especially on my Vita. I played the shit out of Resogun on my Vita. I probably like Returnal, to be honest. I've just never found the time really to go and play it. But the fact that they're making a new game, let's go. I think they're a very, very good developer. And we all love and fancy Raul Coley. So there's that. All right, we're going to go through some reviews of new releases. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 had an 88 on Metacritic. That's really, really cool. That is a good score. I never played the first Kingdom Come Deliverance, but I always liked the look of it. And also, it's like on sale all the time on like the PlayStation Store and the Xbox Store. But I've never downloaded it. I've never bought it because I've always been like, well, what if I don't like it? You know what I mean? So I've stayed away. But I genuinely think it could be something that I might like. And the second one, from everything I've seen, looks fucking fantastic. It looks like it'd be something I'd have a lot of fun with. So maybe at some point I will pick it up. Not at full price because I'm poor and I pay for stupid stuff like this instead of games and having fun with my life. I decide to work outside of working. Next up, I can't believe this game is out. I've seen nothing on this game. I don't even know if it's out, but according to Metacritic, it is. The Tomb Raider 4, 5, and 6 remaster had a 55 on Metacritic. Who would have fucking thought that the collection with arguably the worst Tomb Raider game, Angel of Darkness, would score pretty bad on Metacritic? What a fucking big surprise. Now, I'm fascinated with this one because I kind of want to see if they've gone back and fixed Angel of Darkness, because I have no idea. I really don't know if they've fixed it or not. I really don't know. I doubt it, but I think it's kind of worth looking into. I should have, if I was good at this kind of stuff, I would have looked into it beforehand or asked. I mean, Square Enix, right? They put it out. Ask Square Enix for like a code. Imagine getting that level of success where I can just go up to a publisher, developer, and be like, hey, I want to talk about your game in the next episode. Give me a code. That'd be sick. Square Enix, if you're watching this, or whoever's doing Tomb Raider, because I don't know, give me a code. Avowed. Last time I checked, it might have changed since, is on an 80 score on Metacritic. That's a fucking fantastic score. I love Obsidian games. I think they're incredibly underutilized. I think Obsidian are always a weird one because I always feel like they're the underdogs in everything they do. Knights of the Republic 2, fucking incredible. Fallout New Vegas, incredible. South Park Stick of Truth, incredible. But there's something, even though they put out really, really good, solid games, I feel like they've never gone up into the higher echelon of game developers. They never talked about like a Naughty Dog or something, you know what I mean? But I think Obsidian, really good, and I hope this year we finally get to see that. And because we got this game just came out, people seem to be really enjoying it, and we have Outer Worlds 2 coming out later this year, which is insane. I think that is incredible that is happening. What a crazy thing to do. I think they're maniacs, and I cannot wait. Love Obsidian. I'm gonna love Avowed. I know I will. I can't wait to delve into it. Sid Meier's Civilization 7. It is currently at an 80, which is surprising because all I've really seen online is people bash the game and like say, oh, this isn't as good as 6. It's missing a lot of features. It's buggy. It's broke. It's bad. But it's at an 80 right now on Metacritic. I've never played a Civilization game. I own Civilization 6, and I have it installed on my PS5. I bought it because it was £1.69. So I'm like, I'd be fucking stupid not to buy it. Because what if it's great? What if I love it? But it has been sat installed on my PS5 for about 6 months. But in my head, I'll get to it at some point. At some point, I will get to it. And chances are, I probably won't like it. Because everything I've seen from Civ 7, I'm like, ooh, this doesn't look like a game that could be for me. But at the same time, it could be. What if it is? What if it is for me? And I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, I'm a Civ boy. That's me now. I'm a Civ boy. The only Civ game I remember was Civilization Revolution on the 360. And was it on PS3 or just 360? I don't remember. I remember that one. I don't remember. I kind of remember 5, actually. But Revolution was the big one. And I didn't play it. And then, finally, we have Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. What an insane title for a video game. Will I play it? Absolutely. Not anytime soon. Because I'm still catching up on all the Yakuza games. I've said on a previous episode, I've played 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They were all on Game Pass, which was incredible. But they've taken away I know 7 is still on Game Pass. Oh, I didn't say the score, sorry. It's at a 79 on Metacritic. 7 is still on Game Pass right now, the one that is just called Like a Dragon. But the one that I need to play next, or that I want to play next, is that one that bridges the gap between 6 and 7. The Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who sold his name or some bollocks like that. You know that game? It was on Game Pass. I was going to play it. I just needed I like taking breaks in between them. So I just finished 6. Go play some other games and I'll come back to it. And then it got taken away from me, from my grasp. So I'll probably have to buy it now, which for me sucks. Because again, I'm paying for stuff like this, not games to make my life fun. So in my head, I need to play them chronologically. So I want to play that game, then play 7, then play 8. Although this game you play as Majima, I don't know where in the timeline it takes place. That would be something I have to look into. Because if that takes place in between 7 and 8, then I'd be playing the Kiryu one, then 7, and then Majima, and then 8. If that makes sense. It does to me. That is all the reviews we have. This is probably going to be a shorter episode today because I just don't have Jay with me to bounce off of, and he can't tell me what games he's been playing. Like, look, I'm a professional rambler, and I'm good at it. I'm good at talking into a camera, not to sound cocky. I can only do it for so long before even I get sick of my own voice, right? And you probably get sick of my voice too, just hearing this Welsh drawl talking like this. Right there we got fucking Like a Dragon, Pirate in Yakuza. Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, like, it's got a 79 on Metacritic. Class. No, you don't want to hear that, do you? So, it'll be a shorter episode. But this part I'm quite looking forward to talk about. We're going to talk about, with the Switch 2 releasing this year, you'd fucking hope so anyway, what is the dream Nintendo Switch 2 lineup for launch games? What do you want to see? What don't you want to see? I got a list of 6 games that I want to see on the launch date or around that time. And if I don't see it in the April showcase, I'm gonna fucking riot. And I will send an angry message to Nintendo. So here's what I want to see. First up, I want to see Super Paper Mario Remastered. Because it's the best it's the best Paper Mario game in general. They have never done one better, and it doesn't get enough love. And it's so easy. Like, we saw a remaster of Thousand Year Door. Would I like to see a remaster of the N64 one? Yeah, that would be a good one too. But I want to see Super Paper Mario Remastered on the Switch 2 launch date. You know how cool that would be for me? That would be insane. I would pre-order the Switch 2 instantly because I love Super Paper Mario. I got a lot of good nostalgic feelings towards it because I think I had it at like Christmas and stuff, which probably helps why I love it so much. That's what I want. Give me Super Paper Mario Remastered on the Switch. I don't want I don't want a 1,000 Year Door remastered, ported up to the Switch 2. I don't want Origami King ported up. I don't want the 3DS games ported, like fucking Sticker Star and the Mario and Luigi Paper Jam Bros. Leave them on the 3DS. I don't want Color Splash. Leave that on the Wii U. Although it's kind of weird that Color Splash never came to the Switch, because you'd imagine it's an easy port-in job. I don't want the N64 one. I want Super Paper Mario Remastered. That's the first game I want to see. The second game I want to see is Super Mario Galaxy 3. It is never going to happen in a million years. I'm surprised Super Mario Galaxy 2 happened, because Nintendo don't really do sequels like that. Like, did we get a Mario Sunshine 2? No. Did we get a 64 2? No, that would sound insane if they did. So the fact that we got Mario Galaxy 2 in the first place is a miracle. But miracles can happen again if you ask nicely. And I want Super Mario Galaxy 3. I don't want it to be like Galaxy 1 and 2. I want them to bring the Odyssey kind of way of playing it into Galaxy, into that universe. I want, like, how fucking cool would it be if you land on a planet and you're like, right, go explore that planet, go find the stars, go find shit on each different planet. Come on, that'd be so cool. Like, you kind of do it a little tiny bit in Galaxy sometimes, but like, just how fucking cool would that be? It would just be Odyssey again, but I want it on different planets. Like, I know a lot of people don't like water levels in video games. I'm the opposite. I love them. I don't know what it is. I like seeing the beach. I love going in the water. I love the colors. I love the way water looks in video games. So if you were to give me like an entire planet that I could explore, that's like the water planet from Mario Galaxy, where like you're using the Wii remote to race on the fucking stingrays or whatever. Hell yeah. And like you can discover like races and stuff to do, and come on. Underwater caves, treasure chests. I want that. I want Mario Galaxy 3, but like Mario Odyssey. Give me that exploration. Give me that sense of freedom. And another thing that Odyssey done that I loved that no other Mario game has ever done, ever, I love the customization stuff. You kidding me? I love seeing the different outfits that I could get and like saving up my coins so I could go buy them and playing like, wasn't there like an 8-bit Mario kind of one in there? And there was like Mario 64. That was so cool. I loved that stuff. So like just take them from Odyssey and put them into Galaxy. Maybe add a couple of new ones. I don't know what you could put in there. Color variants. I don't know, because they covered a lot in Odyssey. But that would just be, I love that stuff. Give me like my own, I guess like Odyssey, give me my own rocket ship. Or expand a little bit. That's like from Mario Galaxy 2, where you had the big head that you would go to different levels on. Give me that and let me like customize it. Let me customize that fucking big old Swede of an head and like let me add stuff there. Maybe there's shops on there that I can upgrade. That would be so cool. But that's what I want. And then the next one I want, purely because, let's be honest, this game needs to come out. Metroid Prime 4. I can't remember when this game was shown off. Feels like ages ago. I feel like I was a young boy. I'm 27 now. I feel like I was 8 years old when Metroid Prime 4 was originally unveiled. Yeah, unveiled, not unveiled. Who the fuck says unveiled? Jesus Christ. That game needs to come out. We need to see it. We need something. Make it a launch game, and people are going to lose their tits. They're going to go crazy. That would be very, very cool. And it would also provide some variety in your launch lineup, you know, because it's an exclusive, but it's a bit more actiony and mature for a launch game, you know, like, because yes, it's nice having your Marios and, oh, we've got a mini game collection in here because that's just what we do now every time we launch one. But like, give us a game where I shoot things as a launch game. Metroid Prime 4 needs to happen soon because I think people are going to forget about it. No, they're not. They're not going to forget about it. That's a lie. We're going to get fed up. The next one, this one, this one is a bit out there as an option. I want to see. This is gonna be so weird. So with Microsoft sort of saying yes, we're gonna support the Switch 2. We might bring the Master Chief Collection to the Switch 2. How incredible would that be? That would be pretty sweet. But Microsoft own Activision now. Activision, obviously, what are they most known for? Call of Duty. How do you put Call of Duty onto a hardware that, let's be honest, is probably not going to be able to run Black Ops 6, or if it does, it's not going to run it very well. So how do you get around that issue and allow Nintendo players to play Call of Duty games. I figured it out, and I'll tell you, give us a Call of Duty collection. Give us either a Modern Warfare collection or Black Ops collection. Give us fucking both. I don't care. But how cool would it be for all in one place? You got COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, and then Modern Warfare 3. Don't do the reboots. Just the original 3 Modern Warfare games. Or if you want to go crazy and do a Black Ops collection, you do COD 5, Black Ops 2, 3, and not 4, because it didn't have a single player, just had multiplayer. Would you put Cold War in there? No. I say no. Don't put Cold War in there. So COD 5, Black Ops 2. Honestly, fucking, if you really want to cut corners, I'd be fine leaving Black Ops 3 out. Like, it wouldn't bother me that much. COD 5, Black Ops 1 and 2, that's like my shit. Give me the 360 games. Give me a collection of 360 PS3 games and put it on the Switch too, with like the multiplayer servers working and like everything's fine. I'd fucking get Nintendo Switch Online for that, because Nintendo Switch Online is not that expensive anyway. That would be so cool. This is one of the things Switch 2 needs to sort out as well. If they want people to play their online stuff, sort out your online infrastructure. We need party chats. We need them to look more like Xbox or PlayStation, because right now it's not. Even to add friends is an absolute ball ache to do on Nintendo. But that's what I want. I want a Call of Duty collection, Modern Warfare 1, 2, 3, Black Ops, World at War, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. That would be kind of like the Master Chief collection as well. So how it would work for the multiplayer is like, don't put the multiplayer in like the individual games, because I think that's so stupid to do, and it makes things so complicated. You should just have one big multiplayer mode and have all the different maps on there, and you can like filter. If you want the COD 4 maps, like Master Chief Collection does it perfectly. You can filter like, oh, I just want to play Halo 3. I just want to play Halo 2. I just want to play Halo 1. That kind of thing. Do that for Call of Duty. Make that a Switch launch game. Whew. I'm telling you, man. There's a lot of people that would buy that. Me and my friends. That's who. Because a lot of people, we miss those games. All the over 25-year-olds miss those games dearly. And we want them back so bad. So much so the Black Ops 2 servers went like fucking crazy the other month, because people realized it was still online on Xbox and you could buy the game and jump into a multiplayer game. People want it, man. They want it. Next up, as a launch game, I want Banjo 3. 3E. I want it. And what better console to do it on than the Switch 2? I tell you, there isn't a better console to do it on. There really isn't. And there's no excuse not to do it, because we already have Phil Spencer coming out saying they're going to support the Switch 2. Brilliant. Now, Microsoft, you own Rare. Give Rare to Nintendo just to do Banjo. Don't even give it, just outsource it. Actually, you know what? I don't give two fuck. Put it on Xbox as well. Don't even make it a Nintendo exclusives. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't give Rare to Nintendo. Just commission Rare to make a Banjo 3E game. And if Nintendo don't own the rights, because there's nuts and bolts was exclusive to Xbox. There's no excuse not to do this. None. And like, if you could line it up to make that a launch game for the Switch, here's honest truth, right? I own an Xbox. I own Game Pass. The whole thing is, you get Game Pass, you get all the exclusives day one, which is great. But if you were to make Banjo 3 a Switch 2 launch game, but it's also coming to Game Pass day one, I might get it on Switch 2 rather than get it for free on Game Pass, because there is something about Nintendo and Banjo-Kazooie that just makes sense. Like, even the HD remasters on the Xbox Live store, that's not what it's called anymore, the Xbox store, doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right playing those games with an Xbox controller. You want that big fucking N64 controller you got to hold weird, and it has 3 different fucking places to put your hands. I want Banjo 3E on a Switch 2. Launch day, put it on Xbox as well, put it on PlayStation, because Microsoft don't care about exclusivity anymore. How cool would that be? And like, we clearly see that it works too. Like, Mario Odyssey is more in line with Banjo-Kazooie than it was Mario. Let's be honest. It's you were put on like a map and you're collecting stuff. That's Banjo-Kazooie's whole shtick. You get put on a map and there's just collectibles there. And now people talk about ukulele, and but ukulele, that's like this generation's Banjo-Kazooie, and it's not. Like, don't get me wrong. Playtonic games, I think what you're doing is excellent. I love ukulele. But there's a familiarity with Banjo-Kazooie that makes you go, that's it, that's the one. It could be the same game as ukulele even, but like, you put Banjo-Kazooie there's something that just fucking hits home. I don't know what it is, nostalgia. But we need Banjo-Kazooie more than ukulele, even though they're kind of the same game. But ukulele wasn't as good as Banjo-Kazooie, in my opinion. It was missing something, and I don't know what it was. I bought that game like 3 times, so I do have enjoyment there, but it was missing something, and maybe it just needed more of a budget, more money behind it, which is probably what it was, but it was just missing something. And then the last one. This is a Hail Mary, right? This is like something that I know is never going to happen in a million years. But if it did happen, Nintendo will have all of my money. I want a Deus Ex Adam Jensen collection with the announcement that they've saved Crystal Dynamics from Embracer. Fuck Embracer. And a new Deus Ex game is on the way. That's a Nintendo exclusive. Now, you could be like, oh, that'll never happen. It's never been done before. You'd be wrong. You'd be dead wrong. Because whilst Nintendo don't own Platinum, they have saved Bayonetta. Bayonetta 1. Didn't sell as much as they wanted to in 360. A sequel that never happened. Nintendo came in. Here's money for a sequel. Here's Bayonetta 2. Make it a Wii U exclusive. Oh, you want to make a Bayonetta 3? We'll make that a Switch exclusive. Just put it on the console. Literally, do that. But let's be honest. Let's save Crystal Dynamics from Embracer, because once again, fuck Embracer. Awful company. So let's save Crystal Dynamics, because they're a fucking incredible development team as is. And give them a nice sort of easy job going into it by porting Human Revolution and Mankind Divided onto the Switch 2. I say it might not be difficult, but like, I don't know anything about game development. It could be trickier than what I'm thinking, but I'd have to imagine that the Switch 2 is going to be able to easily run Mankind Divided. It has to, right? So port those over to the Switch 2, see how it goes, make some money back, feel good about yourself, and go, right, let's restart development on the 3rd Deus Ex game. Let's finish Adam Jensen's story. The fans deserve it. I deserve it. I want it. And that's my dream. So, to quickly recap of what I want to see on the Switch 2, for their launch lineup, I want a Super Paper Mario remaster. I want a Super Mario Galaxy 3, that's like Odyssey. I want Metroid Prime 4. I want a Call of Duty collection, Modern Warfare or Black Ops or both. I want Banjo 3E, and I want the Deus Ex Adam Jensen collection. And now, I don't think I'm asking for much, but that's what I want. Obviously, we can't go through what Jay wants as a Switch 2 launch lineup, because he's not here. So I want everybody to reach out to Jay on his Twitch channel at NewJay+. And I want you to leave comments on all of his streams, all of his past streams. I don't know if you can do that on Twitch. I know nothing about Twitch. And I want you to ask him, hey, Jay, what's your dream Switch 2 lineup? And see what he answers with. If you ask him live whilst he's streaming, you'll get an answer like that, like straight away. So go do that. Go follow New J Plus on Twitch. Get him to 50. Otherwise, it's just going to be this all the time. Now, we normally end these shows by having Jay guess the game. He's not here, which I've just talked about. So, I still want to do it. I still want to play the game. So if Jay, if you're watching, which I hope you are, be nice. I'm going to go through the reviews like I normally would. And you're going to guess them. And you can message me and tell me if you got it or not. And if you didn't, you lose your 3-game streak. You're on a winning run right now. But then you could lie and I wouldn't know the difference. So, yeah, there's no way to tell that you'd be telling the truth for this. So I just got to go off your word. And I don't, you wouldn't lie to me. You're not that kind of person. So I trust you. The first review. Remember, you get one guess because you think you're classed it now. The first review. And if you want to play at home, play it at home. Imagine this as a Tom and Jerry horror experience. It's 10 out of 10 on that part. But at times, the cartoon has more story to it. I'll repeat it. Imagine this as a Tom and Jerry horror experience. It's 10 out of 10 on that part, but at times, the cartoon has more story to it. I'll give you a moment. The next review. The best thing to happen to this franchise since the name is something else. Outsmart the perfect organism or die. I'm not going to give any hints or clues. But I think you might get it from that one. But if you don't, you don't. The next review. Oh, actually, no, I'll give you that one again because I know you like them repeated. The best thing to happen to this franchise since another thing in the franchise. Pardon me. Why am I saying pardon me for coughing? Fucking moron. Outsmart the perfect organism or die. The next review. A truly beautiful and terrifying game. The monster looks incredible and stays true to the movie thing. This game definitely gives that helpless feel and focuses on hiding and surviving, but also gives you a bit of control with bombs that you can craft or the much-loved flamethrower. It's definitely a tense and enjoyable game if you give it a chance. And I'll say it again, a truly beautiful and terrifying game. And I blanked it out, monster looks terrifying, it looks incredible, and stays true to the movie monster thing. This game definitely gives that helpless feel and focuses on hiding and surviving, but also gives you a bit of control with bombs that you can craft or the much-loved flamethrower. It's definitely a tense and enjoyable game if you give it a chance. Give you a moment. Wish I had like music or something, like a countdown. Do. I don't know why I'm doing this. Like I'm telling you off or something. Weird. All right, next review. This is my favorite horror game of all time. Think about it regularly. Always searching for another game like it. A sequel, anything. Nothing has quite scratched the itch. If you're a fan of horror or a fan of franchise, this must be the next game you play. That person said it's his favorite horror game of all time. You only put 25 hours into it. You'd think, that's like one... Nope. Almost gave that away. And then the last review. This is hands down one of the best horror games ever made. The atmosphere, the story, and the monster itself are truly remarkable. The game stays very true to its source material, and honestly, it feels like the first 2 movies in this franchise. So major props to that. This is a must-play game for sure. And one more time. This is hands down one of the best horror games ever made. The atmosphere, the story, and the monster itself are truly remarkable. The game stays very true to its source material and honestly feels like the first 2 movies in this franchise, so major props to that. This is a must-play game for sure. And I just realized I said sure, then sure, or sure, then sure. My English skills are a bit weird, but it doesn't really matter. I'll give you... What time are we looking at? Where's the clock? I don't know. I'm trying to look for a clock thing, but can't see it. That's enough time. You could have paused the video, let's be honest, if you wanted to think about it for longer. I don't know why I gave those pauses. You could have done it yourself. But the game was Alien Isolation. If you got it, well done. Jay, if you got it, you continue your streak, and you're on a 4-game streak, so congratulations to you. But that is it. That does it for this episode. Again, it's a bit shorter, but it is just me. So I'm proud of myself for lasting this long and not sort of conking out or running out of energy or, like when you talk too much and you kind of like, you lose track of what you're saying sometimes. So you just kind of start zoning out. I'm surprised I didn't do that. Or unless I did, and then I'll rewatch it on the edit, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I gotta save this. You know what I mean? But that is gonna do it for this episode of Retry Hard. Episode 4, on my own. You can go watch Jay at New J Plus on Twitch and on YouTube, because he posts stuff on YouTube. He puts a lot of effort into it, and he puts a lot of effort into his Twitch channel as well. So if you have the time, go follow him on there. Go subscribe to him on there. Go wish him well and hope that he feels better for the next episode, because I can't do this. I need someone to talk to. I work from home mostly, so I kind of talk to myself on my dog anyway a lot of the time. So I kind of like feel like it could be going like fucking insane. So go follow New J Plus everywhere, anywhere you can. TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram. I think he has an Instagram. And that's it. You can follow my stuff under Matt Keano, award-winning musician, baby. So you know the music has to be good, right? Right? Go listen to my music, available everywhere, Spotify, Apple Music. I have another podcast as well called Shenanigans. It's a music-based podcast. We have an episode coming up. Well, it's going to be recorded soon with an artist called Sheldon the Rapper. That should be really cool. It's the first music podcast episode I've done in a while because they're very hard to do and hard to edit, and it takes me ages, whereas these are nice and easy because I just chuck a backdrop on. I'm like, go, cut little bits here and there out kind of thing. That's going to do it for this episode of Retry Hard. Thank you for watching. And again, it feels weird ending it when Jay's not like walking off. He always walks off. It doesn't matter. Again, follow New J Plus and Matt Keano everywhere. I appreciate it. Until next month or 2 weeks or whenever I get to do another one. Bye.